Feel the feelings, my love. It is you running from feeling feelings that got you feeling feelings longer than you need to be feeling the feeling that you're running from. I used to be afraid of speaking my truth. Just recently, I made a post and I said, colonizer this, colonizer that. I'm tired of hearing it. I can't hear it no more. I'm choosing a different path for me. I made a post about it. I used I up in that thing, okay? And then when I spoke about we in my caption, I even addressed it and said, I'm now directing this towards me, right? And when I spoke about we, if you follow my content, you watch my content, you'll understand that I'm talking about the whole self, the whole embodiment, me and every version of me that exists. I say amen. Yeah. And so there's a couple people, like two people, very small amount of folks who came into my comments with their trauma, trying to project it onto me, talking about, America or whatever. I don't remember the comments because I blocked those people. You don't come into my comments projecting on me and think I will just take it, eat it, bitch, digest it, and roll around in it. No. I used to be afraid of feeling like this, of feeling powerful, feeling like, oh, I actually don't care. I grew up in South Central LA in the 90s, born in 91. And so when I was growing up, I was surrounded by people telling me I couldn't wear a color monochromatically because I would be murdered or beat up. By the age of 12, I found it absurd and I began wearing whatever I wanted to wear. Regardless of what would happen, nothing happened. I'm alive, I'm here. Did I get my ass beat? Oh, a lot. But that was by my mother and by my uncle. The ones my family members who like to put paws on me. God share and amen. Ironically, the people who they told me were dangerous, the people in the streets who would bang on me, have I been banged on? Yeah, but nobody whipped my ass though. I did use my British accent, to get out of the situation, and it actually worked. My mama told me that. However, the people who my family would tell me would beat my ass weren't beating my ass. It was my family members beating my ass. The people who told me, these people are going to make fun of you if you behave like this, those were actually the people making fun of me for behaving not like that anymore, because I couldn't even behave like that in their presence. But then they knew already, so they would still catch little tendencies of things and then exploit it and make it the butt of the joke. So myself grew up being told by my mom for a while, that I was mean, I was surly, I was bitter, I was grumpy, I was racist, I was all these different things. I hated myself, I hated black people, I hated my folks. And so after a while, I just stopped talking and stopped sharing my opinions, because growing up, again, grew up in South Central LA in the 90s, I was surrounded by a whole bunch of people who were spewing this rhetoric of like, black. Everybody speaking as if that nobody had no power. Everybody speaking as if like, I grew up in the environment of don't you act like this in front of these white people. And so I grew up very much so like, all y'all talk real bold and like y'all somebody, but then when a white person come around, y'all act like, chihuahuas. It's real crazy. And so, like, there's no way that we be hanging out with each other as just black people, and then we got all of this, because you ain't gonna know. But then let your boss, Bob, roll in, and you're, yes, Bob. So I'm like, bro, you ain't, what? You're fake. You're fake. So I grew up, my mother hearing me talk, because I used to get angry, and I didn't have no filter back then when I was younger. And I used to be like, this is ridiculous. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and walk around here and speak as if I don't as if this is not how my mouth works. Because growing up, I used to be told, you think you better than everybody. You think you high sedity. You think you know more, da. And I'm like, no, I'm tired of this. I've never said anything. I've been nice to everybody. And I've been kind to everyone. And I've been sincere with everyone and genuine and helpful and all these things. Y'all want me to talk as if I don't have a mouth that articulates in the way that it does. You want me to sound like you, and I don't, and you judge how you sound. And so when I start speaking, you want me to then believe that the way I'm speaking speaking is a way to put you down only because you putting yourself down just hearing me speak. Bitch, it's not my fault that every time I speak, you're taking notes, bitch, so you assume I'm always trying to teach you something. Or you think I'm better than you or above you just because I deliver my shit with confidence, and when you speak, you're quivering on the inside, bitch, and putting on a facade like you got confidence. That's just not who I am, baby. I'm real about this shit. I'm true to this motherfucking shit, and I'm consistent in this motherfucking shit. So when I made this post, I was already nervous to make this post because I was like, well, I don't want to start saying certain things and then people think that I'm attacking folks, or people think, and I'm like, oh, I get to speak in I get to speak for me. And I had a friend who did this too, who told me, you may need to do some more healing because I don't think you did all the healing that you think you say you did, because do. And I said, it's funny that's coming out of your mouth and you're saying you projecting onto me when I spoke and said I, speaking as if I was already reflecting on myself, letting you know that I will continue to reflect on myself, and I don't want to be friends with you in this time in life because I want to go reflect on myself, and being friends with you right now is getting in the way of that. So it's funny how you think that you're telling me to go do something that I've already told you I'm about to go fucking do. You're not genius. You didn't come up with no plans, babe. You're not even helping anybody right now. You're literally reiterating what I'm saying. Go follow somebody else. Like, so I understood that one of the things that I was hiding from was feeling this feeling that I felt when I was younger, when my mother would tell me, you think you this, you think you that, somebody gonna this, somebody gonna that, you, somebody gonna, and I used to be afraid that somebody was gonna fight me and fuck me up, because I'm like, damn, but I'd already known what it felt like to get my ass beat, bitch. I already knew what it felt like to get my ass handed to me, bitch. Me and my uncle used to fight, and I'm talking beating each other with belt buckles, bats, and stitching cords and shit, and that's not even us getting whipped by our parents and our grandparents, bitch. That happened too, but this was us beating each other, bitch, because I was significantly smaller than my uncle and I wasn't having the bullshit. So I pulled out knives and everything else, and I said, if you want to go and wrestle tussle with me, bitch, I'm going to kill you. And so him and I would have battles like that, where it was always family reunion and him and I both showing up with knots and shit. Why? Because they were just beating each other ass. He would be on top of me with his fist, and I'm on top of him with a belt buckle. I'm chasing him around the house with weapons and shit. And he's like, this ain't fair. This ain't fair. And I'm like, and you're bigger than me. That ain't fair. But you're not going to control me though. So let's go. So what did I learn in my childhood? I learned how to get my ass beat. So for a while, I didn't realize that I was walking around afraid to feel what it felt like to get my ass beat again, because I was kind of tired of that. And that was exhausting. That did weigh on me a lot. And so, especially because I'm not a person who naturally fights or naturally wants to put paws on another person, I don't like what it feels like to have my fist on another individual. And I grew up doing Taekwondo, okay? So, senior blue belt, actually, amen. And so, when it came to me fighting, I'm kicking niggas in the head. When it comes to me fighting, I'm breaking people's wrists. When it comes to me fighting, I'm doing diabolical shit. And then people looking at me like, it's not that type of party. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Like, you're putting your hands on me, and I don't know if I'm gonna die today. I grew up in South Central in the motherfucking 90s, bitch. I was taught to fight, and I don't stop until you're not moving or until there's blood. Either one, my mother taught me, you don't stop, because if that bitch gets up and fucks you up, that's your fault. So you need to make sure that bitch is immobile. And so that's how I grew up. Was that wild behavior to teach your child? Yes, but it's also not wild behavior when it's the 90s, bitch, and it's South Central LA, bitch, and you're growing up on Gage and Hoover. Okay? So I realized that one of the things I was running from in this era of my life was speaking my truth, of saying certain things where it's like, I am tired of hearing certain things, and I get to say that. I understand that there's people going through things. I understand there's people still healing from things, but that doesn't mean that I still don't get to say that I'm not tired. I don't have to walk on eggshells around your feelings because you're walking on eggshells around your feeling. Just because you're taking your time doing whatever healing you need to do, and I've done the healing that I need to do for myself, doesn't mean that I got to sit here and coddle your feelings, boo-boo. That's not my role. I'm here to be authentically me. I'm here to be an example to let you know that you can get over that shit, that you can heal from that shit, that you can let the shit go. Trust me, I had to go through my piece too, and it was not simple, but I made a choice to stop centralizing someone in my reality and as a cause for things, and I chose to stand up and say, bitch, I got power. Bitch, I can do this. And then I actually went ahead and did the things that I said that I can do. It's a reason why there's a reason why the white motherfuckers that even come around me with a hat that says Make America Great Again on it, they get their shit together next to me, and they don't try no bullshit next to me, because I'm not about that motherfucking shit. You're not going to just disrespect me like that. You don't hold my power, baby. You don't hold my power. You don't hold it. You don't hold it. No. No. And so now I realize that as these people are making these comments, like these, few little trickles are coming in saying, oh girl, you need to this. And I'm like, block. And in this moment, I get to giggle because I realize that what I was afraid of feeling was this feeling here. The feeling I felt when I was younger, which was, I actually don't care about none of you motherfuckers anymore. If you want to not care about yourself, I'm not going to care about you either. And I don't have to, because I'm too busy caring for the ones who want to get out of the situation and want to change.